Good evening, everyone. I'm back again. This is, I think, episode 49, I think. Yeah, but hey, I'm doing a lot of episodes there. But this one here I'm doing is Donald Leroy Evans. He was an American serial killer who murdered at least three people from 1985 to 1991. He was known for confessing to killing victims in at parks, and uh, rest parks areas across more than 20 U.S. states. Born in Michigan, Evans was convicted of his first crime in Galveston, Texas, for the rape of a local woman in 1986. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison, but served only 5 years. After his parole in 1991, he returned to Galveston and took work as a desk clerk in a motel, but he was discharged after parole officials objected to a convicted sex offender working in a motel setting. Evans was arrested while he was employed aboard a fishing boat for the murder of the 10-year-old girl that he had kept, he had raped and kidnapped. He was eventually faced a new arrest warrant when a former girlfriend filed complaint to police about threats of violence. Evans stayed ahead of the law enforcement officials briefly by stealing a car in Mississippi. He tried to remain inconspicuous in the crimes for which he would received to death felony. This is my rag because it's hot in here, especially I'm wearing a black shirt. There's lots of words I don't know how to pronounce, so look it up and you'll see. The rape and murder of a 10-year-old girl, Beatrice Louise Roth. On September 1st, 1991, Evans seized the homeless girl from a Gulfport park and sexually assaulted her before strangling her to death and dumping her corpse in a rural area. Trial At trial, the medical examiner testified that the girl was conscious and could feel pain throughout her day-long ordeal. Arrested soon afterwards, Evans confessing to abducting the girl, and was remained in the federal prisons in Colorado on kidnapping charges on August 16, 1993. The jury of Mississippi. Okay, I read this wrong. Already. Evans confessed to abducting the girl on confessing, arrested soon afterwards. Evans confessed of abducting a girl and was remanded to the federal prison in Colorado on the kidnapping charge on August 16, 1993. The jury in Mississippi convicted Evans of sexual battery and murder. 3 days later, the same jury refused an option to grant him life imprisonment and sentenced him to the death penalty. While in custody, Evans claimed responsibility for killing more than 70 people in 22 states. So basically, bragging. he's bragging that he killed more. Oh well. And most of the murders and rapes were committed at rest stops, public parks. The authorities were originally skeptical of Evans' claim, but two of his desperation were perfect match to unsolved cases across Florida. In 1995, Evans pleaded guilty to the 1985 strangulation death of Ira Jean Smith in exchange for a life sentence. He 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 successfully escaped at Harrison County Jail in June 1993, but was recaptured a short time later, hiding in a shed. Evans was stabbed in prison. They call it shanked. So Evans got stabbed, shanked, imprisoned to death in prison in 1999 by fellow death row inmate Jimmy Mack. Jimmy Mack at Mississippi was originally sent to death row for the 1990 murder of Henry Fulton in Belvidere County. According to the Mississippi Department of Corrections, Mark was convicted of manslaughter for the attack and received an additional 20-year sentence. His original sentence was also commuted to life at some point. Evans Known's victims. Number 1, Ira Jean Smith, female, 38, March 7, 1985. Number 2, Janet Marvich, third female, 38, April 14th, 1985. Number 3, Beatrice Lewis Roth, female, 10, August 1st, 1991. And when he got shanked in prison by a fellow inmate, I think he did a good job for it. But there's another killer. His name is Jimmy Mack, and he's the one that stabbed, shanked, killed Donald Leroy Evans. Born July 5th, 1957, died January 5th, 1999. So, yeah, so this must be my 49th serial killer, right? But yeah, go for it. You want to brag? Okay, you guys have a good night. Thank you.